Hi, I'm Austin from Boss, and today we're talking about loopers and loop stations. But in particular, right now, we're going to be talking about the RC-300 Mega Master Looper. This thing's pretty awesome. As you saw in the demonstration, I was able to manipulate and edit tracks as I was kind of playing. I also had some bass going on. I had a little bit of drums and beatboxing coming from my microphone, as well as a little bit of vocals. And you also heard a reverse effect as well happening on my guitar in the very beginning of the track. So a little bit about how the RC-300 works. It looks crazy, but it's actually pretty simple. This is basically 3 RC3s strapped to each other. So I have a separate play, record, and overdub button for each track, and a separate stop button for each track as well. So you can see that there's 3 of them down on the bottom here. There is an all start and stop button in the upper left-hand corner over here, as well as the loop effects button, which I can engage to get my bass guitar sound. The expression pedal can be assignable to pretty much any parameter or effect or control, from changing overdubs to adjusting volume levels of tracks to adjusting effects, or for this purpose, it'll be adjusting volume. You have 3 separate inputs dedicated for this. One is a microphone input, which is also phantom powered. You have a stereo input, 1/4 inch, as well as an auxiliary input for any sort of electronic instrument or maybe an MP3 player or some sort of device. Another cool thing about the RC-300 is that there's 2 separate groups of outputs. There is the main outputs, and then there's the sub outputs. And now I can dedicate any of the loops or tracks to go out of those sub outputs, including the rhythm guide that's built into the unit, which the rhythm guide has a wide variety of different drum beats ranging from conga ensembles to rock beats to funk to metal to all sorts of stuff like that. And the rhythm guide goes around your tempo. So as you play into the unit, the rhythm guide will find the best tempo that matches the tempo that you're playing in. And you can set the rhythm guide to come out of any of the pair of outputs as well. There are also 2 options for dual foot switches or expression pedals. And these are basically assignable to additional functions as well. So the unit is completely free-form and open format. So as you add additional controllers, you can add whatever controls that you feel would be best in the unit. The menu is pretty simple to navigate and fairly easy. Getting into it, the system button will get you into the system master settings. This will basically give you the contrast LED display section, your MIDI good stuff as far as tempo syncing, what channels you're on, as well as give you a master overview of how each track is dedicatedly working. You also have 99 memory slots to save up to 3 hours worth of fun material. The USB port works actually both ways on the RC-300, so you can not only save tracks onto your computer from the RC-300 and vice versa, send tracks from your computer to your RC-300, but you can also track everything that you're using in the RC-300 directly live into your DAW recording program on your computer for Mac or PC. The Midi Syncing is also very cool. This allows for you to sync up with multiple different time-based effects or any sort of MIDI devices that you want to connect to it for tempo syncing and what have you. You have 16 onboard effects, and one of the effects that you heard was the bass guitar sound. And the loop effects can be engaged with this button here, as well as any other effects that are built in. So I can manipulate the sound of my voice by changing it from my male-sounding voice to a female-sounding voice, and vice versa. I also have modulation effects and transposition effects, so if I want to change keys in the middle of the loop, I can do that, as well as other auxiliary effects such as delays and modulatory effects, as well as filters and distortions for both your vocals and any of the other inputs and outputs on this unit. Recommended PSA 120 power supply comes with the unit as well. And again, this is a completely open format, free-form type of a loop station where you can dial in the loop station exactly the way you want it to. In each track, you'll see that there is a status LED, just like on the RC-30, to let you know that a track has already been written there or a loop has already been written there, as well as an edit button below each one of those track faders that you can see next to the master volume. And In that edit menu, you can edit how the loop station is working. So you can determine the loop order, as well as adding reverse effects as well. So this is a very popular effect to create spacey ambient type of sounds, and you can dedicate one track to have this reverse effect, or you can attach a dual button foot switch to the RC-300 and dedicate the reverse on and off for that track to a single button. You also have headphones out for silent practice or in-ear monitors if you're a live performer. The expression pedal as well can be dialed in manually and set to pretty much anything you want to. This Rode hard durable case is great for traveling performers and outgoing performers. And that is the RC-300 loop station. Once again, I'm Austin from Boss talking about loopers and loop stations. Thank you so much for watching.